Hey guys, Nes Addict here. Today we're going to talk about my top 3 best gaming pickups in a brand new channel that I just discovered that you need to learn about. All that and more next. Alright guys, so if you're like me, you love watching YouTube and you love watching new channels that you've never seen before. Well, I've got one for you, and somehow this guy has just barely broken 500 subs. I started watching Retrobird, and let me tell you, this dude has been doing YouTube for almost a year, and how he only has over 500 subs, I have no idea. So what I like about Retrobird, he has a really easy way of talking and delivering his message to the camera. He tells great stories, and he has really nice, clean editing, and I think it's just a really great channel, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how many of you guys have A, already seen him, or B, haven't seen him yet and enjoy him. I've been watching his backlog, which goes back a little over a year, and the guy really deserves some more credit. So if you have not checked out Retrobird, go check him out and tell him that Nes Addict sent you. Alright, now on to my best 3 retro gaming pickups. Number 1, if you go back in my backlog and watch the first video I ever released, I went to a store called Miracle Hill. At Miracle Hill, it's like a Goodwill almost, but they take the money and donate it towards like churches and ministries and things like that, I'm assuming anyway. So what I did was I went straight to the back, I knocked on the back door, and I just asked the kid that came out, do you have any retro games? I thought going straight to somebody that worked there would be easier than like looking around and trying to find this stuff. And he said, hold on just a second, I'll be right back. I didn't know what he was going to bring me. I thought it could be a console, a game, who knew? He comes pushing out a buggy with like a Sega Genesis, an N64, I'm pretty sure there was a GameCube in there, a ton of games, a SEGA CD, and it was like Christmas. I couldn't believe he had all this stuff. So I'm expecting like a crazy ridiculous price. He slaps on a $10 sticker for the lot or something around that. But man, what a way to start it out. Me and that guy eventually developed a really amazing rapport, and my next story is also about Miracle Hill. Alright, so my next Miracle Hill story, I used to check this place once a week, twice a week, once every other week. I mean, I was always there because this dude just hooked me up. I think his name was Hunter. So I went back and I knocked on the door like I always did, and I'm like, hey, is Hunter here? He walks up and he's like, I got something for you, man. And he brings out a case like this. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And he's like, yeah, look in it, there's games inside. I open up the case and there's like a world-class track meet, Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt, a Darkwing Duck, and a Mega Man 1. It was really interesting because I had literally just bought Darkwing Duck like a week prior, so I didn't need that anymore. I actually already had a Mega Man 1, so I was able to flip both those games and use them to get more games, obviously. But that was my probably next greatest score for Miracle Hill. I actually do have another Miracle Hill story, which maybe I'll tell next, and then just give you guys a bonus story. Let's do that. So my last story, which also takes place at Miracle Hill, I walk in just like I always do, walk straight to the back, knock on the door, ask for Hunter, and the guy's like, Hunter's not here, but he left something for you. He said it's one of those Nintendo 3D things. He's like, and it's in the box. And I'm like, a Virtual Boy? And he's like, yes, a Virtual Boy. And I'm like, you mean like it's in like just a random box, or it's like in the box that came in? He's like, oh no, dude, it's in the box that came in. So, mind blown, obviously. That box is sitting right there, and I showed it in my previous video. But for $10, I got a box Virtual Boy, and I didn't know what was in it or what the condition of it was. I just bought it and booked because I didn't want anybody questioning me about this thing. When I got home, I opened it up. It was complete. It looked like whoever had it had never used it. I mean, it was so clean. The eyepiece was clean. The only issue was, I guess it had sat somewhere for a while, and one of the lenses doesn't work, or one of the eyepieces doesn't work, which I know can be fixed somehow. I need to look into that, but my other one works, so I'm not super worried about it. But anyway, and it also had a copy, a boxed copy, mind you, of Telro Boxer inside, which was just a bonus, man, but that pickup was amazing. All right, now for a bonus pickup. So one day I was at my job. I used to work at a skate park, and I was watching one of my absolute favorite YouTubers, Michael B. the Game Genie. And I think he was doing his top 10 favorite NES games, and he talked about this game called Shadow of the Ninja. So instantly on my radar, it looked so rad. It looked like another Ninja Gaiden type game. So surprisingly, that same day, I had made pre-arrangements with this guy to pick up a Nintendo, and he was going to bring some games he had. He used to buy and sell like storage lockers, storage containers, and he had found some games in there. When he showed up, the NES, we had settled on 50 bucks for a complete NES. He had this box of games. The games I got were a no-label Tengen, which I was hoping was Tetris, but ended up being Shinobi. I got Moonwalker, and I think I also, no, I don't remember what the other game was. I got one more game, and then the last game I got, I was like, oh wow, you have Shadow of the Ninja. It was so random. It was like the exact same day I learned about it. And had I not watched that video, I might have overlooked it because I had no clue what it was. But I was like, oh wow, and he's like, oh, is that a rare game? And I was like, oh, it's just a really good game. I don't know if it's rare. I really didn't know if it was rare. But I think we agreed to $5 a piece for the game, for the games. So I think I spent like 15 or 20 bucks for the games, and I got Moonwalker, Shinobi, Shadow of the Ninja, and some other random game that I'm not remembering. But for like 70 bucks, I thought that was a complete score. And I was super stoked to like find it so quickly and in the wild nonetheless. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Go check out Retrobird. The guy's awesome. I love in his videos, on his thumbnails, he's wearing like a blue, a red, a green, and a yellow shirt like in each video, and it constantly repeats itself. So it's really interesting when you're flipping through his backlog looking at his thumbnails. And I didn't know if that was supposed to be like the buttons on a Super Famicom or a Dreamcast controller. It doesn't really match with either one, but I thought it was an interesting thing, and it kind of makes him stand out. Anyway, go check him out. Tell him NES Addict sent you. Get that guy some subs and watch his videos. His stuff is super quality. I wouldn't recommend him if it wasn't. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Leave a comment below about your best pickups. And until next time, thanks for watching and take care.